What's up, guys? My name is Vincent Valdez, and I am the Fasting Catholic. I help people lose weight, build muscle, and I use fasting as a means to do that, as well as fitness. And I want to go into how to establish a routine and how to go about fasting if you've never fasted before. I'm going to put up transformations of myself as well as clients that I work with. That way you know that this stuff works. I'm going to give you everything that you need so that way you could start fasting and start losing fat immediately. My story, basically, I was like 60 pounds overweight, and I got to the point where I finally felt disgusted with myself, wanted to change, wanted to lose weight, prayed to God and said, what do I have to do? I just want to change my life. It wasn't really about fat loss specifically. And the first thing that came to my mind was fasting. It's like, I fasted before, I know how to fast. And so I just committed to that process, and after a few weeks I was just locked in. Now I can't see myself doing anything else, other than fasting to keep myself healthy, feeling good mentally. The routine over the couple years has changed from eating one meal a day to maybe even eating every other day. I've done a lot of longer fasts as well, but fasting is always going to be incorporated into my life. And as I started getting results, I got people reaching out to me, wanting to know what I'm doing different and what I changed. And so then I started just coaching naturally and teaching people how to fast. And then they wanted to know like how I was building muscle. So it just all happened out of me getting results and then wanting to help others. And then that's how I began coaching. The next topic that I want to talk about is how to fast. So basically, to start off, I like people to start with a shorter fast, like 16 to 24 hours. And that doesn't seem very short to people who've never gone into a fasting routine before, but I don't want you to go longer than one day, so longer than 24 hours. Anything longer than that to me is a longer fast, or a prolonged fast is what I guess the fasting community would say. So if you started off with a 16-hour fast, let's say, and you ate at 11 and then you allowed yourself to eat again at 7, that would be your 8-hour window. And I would say no snacks in between, just the 2 meals within that 8-hour window. It doesn't have to be at 7, it doesn't have to be at 11. Whatever times that you want to eat those 2 meals within that 8-hour window is completely up to you. So if you ate at 7 in the morning, then just make sure you don't eat past 8 hours after that. As the week progresses and you start getting better at these fasts, then start narrowing that window down to where you're eating within, let's say, a 6-hour window now, then a 4-hour, then a 2-hour, and then now it's a 1-hour window. You're doing 23-hour fast consistently every single day, and you're eating one big meal. If there's something that you're craving or that you're snacking, I always tell people to eat that after your meal, because I don't want that to be in your mind of like, I feel like I'm missing out from something I really wanted. And then once you have it, you realize I could have went without that. And the next day you could push yourself. And so you continue to learn more about why you're craving things or why you're wanting things, and realize after a while, I could go without those things, but I don't want you to be in that state of like you feeling this deep desire for it, and then you go and binge on it later. And that's what we want to avoid. We want this to be a long-term thing. And a lot of times when people get super strict, I know their mindset is more so, I want to get to my goal as fast as possible. And they're more concerned about that than they are about making this a lifestyle. And that is the problem, is you have to go into it with being happy about the accomplishments that you make daily, especially when it comes to fasting, because it can be difficult without eating, and then you go to eat and then you overeat, you overindulge. And so over time, you're going to be able to dial that stuff back and be able to have more willpower and more strength to be able to say, these are the things that I really enjoy. And one thing with fasting is like, if you're eating one meal a day or just 2 meals a day, you want to make them count. I've noticed that with all the clients that I've worked with, they tell me the same things, is like, if I'm only having 1 meal today, I want this to be the best meal for me. I want to make sure that I prepare it and that I'm making the best food, or that I'm ordering from healthy places. And if there is something that I want, like a chocolate or a dessert or whatever it is that you want, or a snack, then you can have that within your hour window after your meal, and you'll be completely fine. So I'm gonna go into some of the benefits and like a lot of the false benefits of fasting that you'll hear in the fasting community. Now that you have a sense of like how to fast, and sticking to that 24 or 23 to 24 hour fast is going to be the best fast. It's going to get you the most results with weight loss, because I've done fast in a fasting routine where I'm fasting, let's say every other day, or I'm even pushing my fast to like 60, 70 hours. And those fasts, they're great, but you end up overdoing it. So like if I fast every other day, I can eat 4,000 or 5,000 calories in a day. I can eat 6,000 calories in a day. And if I break it down within the days, like I'm still going to see some weight loss, but it's not worth it to push myself that long and only see maybe half a pound come off a week or 1 pound come off a week, because it always boils down to the calories. If I have, let's say, 2,000 calories to eat in a day, and I'm fasting every other day, well then the day that I decide to eat, now I have 4,000 calories to eat, because I'm putting my calories in, counting for the 2 days, right? Well, I can easily eat over that, or I can easily eat 4,000 calories. And so it doesn't make any sense for somebody to push themselves beyond that if they can't control what they're going to consume, right? And most people will overindulge. And so if we just do the 23 to 24 hour fast, you can control that a lot easier than if you push yourself to fast beyond 24 hours. So that's why I like the 23 hour fast with the 1 hour window. You get a good meal to look forward to in the middle of your day or end of your day, whenever you decide to eat. There's a lot of people in the fasting community that say that fasting is gonna give you all these benefits like autophagy, like it's not like hormone balance, which these things will happen. It's just not gonna be any more special or any different than, let's say, doing a keto or then eating multiple times a day on a calorie deficit. It always comes down to the calories. So for example, if I eat 1 meal a day, but I eat 5,000 calories, I'm going to gain weight. If I eat, let's say, every other day, but I overeat my calories, I'm going to gain weight. It doesn't matter how long you fast when it comes to receiving those benefits or receiving fat loss. It's always going to come down to the calories. And so it almost seems like, well, what's the point of fasting, right? Well, the point of fasting is that it keeps you from snacking and being and just eating out of habit, and it gets you out of those habits. And I know I've experienced a lot of mental benefits when it comes to mental strength by pushing myself to go beyond the things that I'm craving, or go beyond what I feel like is hunger. And so mental clarity, like a lot of those benefits do come from fasting, but a lot of those things you'll experience with other diets as well. But to me, with the fasting, the reason why I do it is because it's a lot easier for me to say, okay, here's my window, I can eat now. And then once I'm done, I can turn that switch off. There's something in my head that just says, okay, I'm done. And then I just go and do it the next day. And it just allowed me to build healthier habits. It allowed me to reach my goal weight, because I've done keto, I've done counting my calories and tracking all my food. And I just didn't stay consistent with it. And with fasting, it was just easier for me to stay consistent. It may not be the same for you. There's clients that I work with that I do have them track their calories and eat, multiple times throughout the day, but they have a different switch in their mind where they like to have those small meals and they can stay within those smaller meals. For me, I like a big meal. I like to eat and feel satisfied and get full. And I've noticed a lot of people are like that. And so that's why fasting has been able to benefit them and help them get to their weight loss goals and their fat loss goals. But don't let fasting or the fasting community make you believe that there's something amazing about fasting that's way different than every other diet. it's always going to come down to like what nutrients are you getting in, how many calories are you getting in a day. And if you're going over that, then it doesn't matter, you're not going to lose weight. That's basically the gist of like the benefits and like how the fasting community can make it seem that fasting is more than what it really is. There are some great benefits and you're going to experience a lot of great things, but I just don't want it to be exaggerated. I don't want it to be like, oh, fasting is this and everything else is not good, because you could always try fasting, and if it doesn't work, you can then go to counting your calories and tracking everything and eating smaller meals if that benefits you better. Or you can go to keto, or whatever is going to allow you to do this for the rest of your life is what my goal is to find for you guys. So yeah, start with the 16-hour fast and then narrow the window down to where you're eating 1 meal a day, and you're gonna see the fat loss come off for sure. All right, that's it, guys.